3, 2, 1.
Yeah. What it is?
What up, though? How we doing?
That was the last one too.
I love that.
What's the deal, man?
How you doing?
You know what's going on. You know
There's
what the
a lot
deal. You know the
going on,
vibes.
man.
You know the vibes. You know the fucking vibes, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How y'all boys feeling? You good?
Good, man.
Great. Never
Yeah.
better.
Never better?
Never better.
Never better.
Never better.
What movie is that from? Never better, brother. Never better. What movie is that, bro?
No,
Don't trivia me. I don't know.
Fuck.
it's real.
I know movie years. I don't remember like movies.
I feel that.
Andy,
do
how you
feel
feeling, man? You looking clean with
I'm
this
feeling
pimp
good,
name
man.
slick back?
I'm
You
tired as
feel me?
shit. Couldn't sleep for my life last night, but
Eh.
That
We're
should-
here.
That should be happening.
Father-
we grind through. We
Should
grind
be
through.
happening, my
How
boy.
you doing? Kemmington?
Man. I'm
Young
good, man.
Kemmington.
I'm good. Shit. Life's good, man.
He said, I slept great last night.
Yeah. I went to bed early
got some
last
pussy.
night.
I fucking woke up early.
If only that first part was true. Sad time in my life.
Juan Jizzle, how you doing?
I'm smooth, man. All positive
Alex.
vibes, bro. I've been in some positive moves, man. Spend a lot of time in negativity, so I'm trying to
Feel that?
excel
Feel
up
that?
out of that shit. Bill, what's the word?
Doing good.
smooth.
Present. Ready to
Billion.
learn.
Present.
Okay.
Present. Love that.
Here.
I want to give a shout out to the homie Corbin for copping not one but two hats
Man.
and showing love on the Instagram.
Shout out Corbeezy.
The Instagram.
That's fams.
Corbo Sleeves.
Bro, that nigga
Corbo
gave me one of my
sleeves.
first nicknames in life, bro.
What'd
Pussy?
he say?
A nick. No. Nah, that was an early one. That was number one. But because I always kept my haircut freshman year when we met, nigga. That nigga used to call me Fresh Head.
Fresh head.
That's low-key a major pause nowadays. But
Fresh head.
Whoa.
That's
Damn.
insane.
This
Corbin.
nigga Corbin was a freaky nigga.
That's real.
Edit.
That nigga's a wild nigga. Nah, keep that, bro. Freaky ass boy.
But that was tight. He did almost like a little photo shoot with his lady.
I love it.
Yeah.
Shout out on the
no, it's
engagement,
fire.
y'all. We're happy for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
More life.
absolutely.
Shout out Dallas, Texas.
Shout out Dallas, Texas. Kind of. Yeah.
Hey, that's where Corbin lives. We're
You know,
shouting it out.
man. But yeah, bro, we're gonna choose something different today, man. Andy, what we got in store for these niggas today, man?
Talk about a little mental health.
Men's mental health specifically
Men's mental
because
health.
November.
Cause fuck bitches. I said what I said.
November is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Say that.
They put that shit on my birthday month, just like, yeah, that nigga don't be okay. We gonna make
Mine
this
too.
shit.
Hey, look, you on the first, I'm on the 29th, nigga. It's our month.
They're
nigga.
like, no, we know them niggas don't be okay. We gonna make it this month.
I notice all the big corporations are not changing their Twitter obvies to incorporate Men's Mental Health Month the
No.
way they do for Gay Pride Month.
Of course not.
Well,
So I
that's
just
a-
want the same love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could
Just
say the
saying.
same for something that's even bigger than that, which is Black History Month. They don't do it for that either. So
We in
they
the
do it for
same
Pride
boat.
Month, though.
Well, you gotta know what the levels are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's-
Levels to the shit.
They've taken over. They took her jib. They took her jib. Hey, remember the last nigga be like,
Oh yeah.
but
A
yeah,
fire
man,
episode.
Men's Mental Health Month, man. I feel like it's big because a lot of us kind of ignore mental health. Like, I know for me, even if my mental health is not right, I just know that I'm a dad. I have to work.
Yeah.
And I have to make sure that everything is taken care of ultimately. So that shit just kind of be like,
For sure.
yeah, I might be depressed today, but I can't really pay attention to being depressed. But how long do you go with like just winging that shit and just saying fuck it, bro?
I mean, how long till you recognize you've been depressed?
I
It
don't.
takes a minute.
It
You know what I
really
mean?
It takes a
Like-
minute.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you like when you're depressed? Like, I feel like that's one thing that like all this pseudo psychology shit gets people into like believing. Like,
Yeah.
like there's ebbs and flows in life.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Like there's a time like when you are depressed,
You
I feel
don't
like a lot of
notice it.
times you're not really noticing like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm depressed.
Yeah, I know,
right
yeah.
until you're like,
Yeah.
well, why the like when you want to do something differently than what you've been doing in that habit little hole you get into,
Yeah, that's facts.
like then you're like, oh shit, like why can I not accomplish something basic that I
Yeah.
want to accomplish? And you're like, oh shit.
For me,
I've been in a
bro,
hole.
for me, the weirdest shit is like, I don't ever really notice I'm in a fucked up, like depressed ass position until I make it out. And then I'll
Yeah.
just, and then like, I'll be like, you know how the seasonal depression be like a thing, or like
Right.
just going through some shit. Y'all know my personal life, nigga going through some shit. But I don't really peep my mindset until like I'm done with that shit, and I've already figured it out, and I found the resolution to whatever it was.
I feel that.
Like while my grandma was sick, going through chemo the first time, like I peeped how like I didn't really like leave my room. I didn't really go places. I didn't really do anything but like go to work, come home, and then like when I would come home, I would just cuddle up, eat, go to sleep, restart, do the same shit every day. Like I feel like that shit is like that's why I feel like I'm gonna be outside more, and not even just outside in the state, like just leaving just to go reset, because I feel like that shit really does matter.
It does.
Cause like when I look back at that shit of me, like I'm like, wow, bro, I really wasted like multiple years just sad and just stuck in the moment.
Was it? I mean,
It's fucking hard to stop being sad, though.
It's hard as fuck.
Really, really hard to stop being sad.
And y'all would know I would be sad, but the world wouldn't know because I would just still be the same me, laughing, cracking jokes.
Sad has different faces.
I was about to say,
different
what does
masks.
sad look like?
Sad is like, I mean, I know for me personally, like, I'm not really the one who's gonna sit around and like cry and do this and do that, but like I get really fucking tired. Like I get so tired. You know what I mean? Like to the point where like say we worked all day, right? And I'm just in the office, like a day like today where not shit was really going on.
right.
So it's like a day like that, but I'd come home and feel like we put up 640 wads. You know what I mean? Like just feel like exhausted.
What does sad look like for you, bro?
That's the thing. Like, I feel like sad. Like, I just feel like when I first came in contact with depression, it wasn't really sad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I had just come in contact with something on the radio, like on JOB, and the lady was talking about how she had been diagnosed with clinical depression, but she was having these episodes of like angry outbursts, like where she just be mad. And given the things I was going through in life at the time when I was younger, like, I just was like, dude, I'm depressed. Like, I have to be like, there's like, because I was even wondering why I was like just having these fits where I would just like spaz out at my mom, or just be like the littlest things were just like, why are you on my case type shit.
Nah,
Like,
I definitely do with that
you feel
shit.
what I'm saying? So it's just like, I can just tell when I'm kind of spiraling. You feel
The
what I'm
fuse
saying?
gets shorter.
Oh, way shorter. Like the
Yeah.
smallest things. Like I'm a small things guy anyway,
I
but
feel
it's like
you.
the smallest things will set me off even more. So it's just like I can't be in this room right now.
I remember
Like 2 weeks
having
ago, it's like I was just so
everything. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Hit
that's why we
ahead.
talked about unplugging last week,
Yeah,
right?
hit
It's like I
ahead.
got to get away from things that just kind of like heighten my stimuli. Where I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to do this shit right now. Like I should be doing this. Like I'm slacking on things I should be doing. Versus just
Yeah,
like
that's-
taking the things
that's
that
a
I
real
am doing
one.
to the next level.
That's a real one right there.
Nah, yeah. So same shit, bro. Like last year, like yeah, it was like last summer. Like it wasn't even shit, but like Donnie telling me, "Hey, you're driving a different truck instead of this one, bro." I just spazzed. I just lost it because of the shit I was going through at the crib, and now I get to
feel you.
work and the nigga trying to tell me what to do,
I mean, I feel
other
that
than
too.
what's I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm immediately like, bro, don't you gonna ask me or you telling me? Like, and it was just an asshole thing to say, but I'm already here though.
Yeah.
right.
So it's like, nah, bro, because I'm already irritated now. It's like, dog, don't change up what the fuck I already thought was going on, and I'm already trying to just be work mode, zombie, nigga, get this shit done, go home, and now I get to work and my day is getting changed. So I definitely understand, like that shit carries over like all the time, especially if it's just a lot going on, man.
I mean, that's why these conversations are
going on right
important.
Bro, that's the crazy thing. Like, even with the stats, bro, like, looking at this shit really kind of made me like, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? 77% of men have all experienced symptoms of anxiety, stress, or depression. That makes sense. The top 3 issues are work-related pressure, 32%, financial pressures, 31%, and health concerns, 23%. And all that shit really just makes sense because when you think about that, when I just said that shit off, what was the next thing you were thinking? Probably the next thing that I was about to say off the fucking list. Because for me, that 31 is damn near 50.
What was
The
31?
financial the financial pressures,
Oh yeah.
that's
yeah.
50%.
It's like 90.
Because I just bro,
It's like
I ain't
that-
gonna lie, that's
well,
really
you know
why
what I mean? Like-
that's really what it be in
Well,
my
it's
head.
like
bro.
tough right now, bro. Like the economy's like really fucked, and everything you can't, you
And
can't,
niggas just
you
trying to stay
can't-
ahead of the curve.
You can't leave the grocery store without spending, $200, and it's like, well, I didn't even get anything.
Bro, niggas just trying to stay ahead of the fucking curve.
You know what I mean? How are we supposed to save? How are we supposed to get out of debt? How are we supposed to, like,
Yeah, for real.
how are you supposed to have fun? How are you supposed to live?
Bro, and like I think the person that really made it clear for me, like somebody really told me not too long ago, and it was like, nigga, life too short to just motherfucking work and go to bed.
That's
nigga.
real.
Even if you got to put some shit aside to go enjoy your life and enjoy yourself, I promise you'll feel 10 times better.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I heard that and actually like been trying to do that, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because them smiles at the end of a day or that good night at the end of the day, that shit makes a hell of a difference.
Yeah.
Besides just being in robot mode. Because I know robot mode is easy. We all do that shit. But that shit ain't no good, bro. It's not no good at all. It is not good at all.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. Because, like, your emotions and your feelings, you know, everybody has an energy, you know? And, like, if I come into work and I'm upset and I'm mad, y'all are going to feel it.
Right.
And then it might start your day off in a certain way. That might be enough to just
I tell this nigga that shit all the time, bro. When that nigga come in and don't be want to talk, I be like, all right, well, I guess I'm not talking to nobody today.
And it's like, that's the thing.
It's just
it's
bro.
like it's cancerous, right? It's like something where it you know, okay, so Akeme's in a mood today, and here I am, I got to work with him all day. So now I'm in a mood because you know what I mean? Like it's just, and that applies to everybody, not just you. It's just like,
sure.
you know, it's just, it can be so, you know, it can just really grip itself onto
I think
other
for
people
me,
and other things.
I think for me, it's just me so much caring. Like, if I didn't work with people that I genuinely loved, it wouldn't be like that. But I genuinely have love for the majority of the niggas that we work with, and I care about y'all niggas mental. So I'll be like, damn, what's wrong with bro? Like, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna get a nigga to talk about the shit before the shift is over.
Yeah.
Just because mental health, nigga, like not everybody's gonna ask you what the fuck is going on with you.
Well,
and I know for me, nobody really ever asked. Besides maybe 2-3 niggas.
I feel it.
And it just, that shit is a big piece of it, bro. Niggas need to actually check on their man's mental health. Like, if you don't call your niggas to check on them, bro, you don't care about that nigga, bro. That's why I go.
That's interesting because I don't know. I feel like, not to be controversial, but I'm kind of like on in the in between section on that. You feel what I'm saying? Like giving experience on top of like the narratives that we put forth nowadays, right? Like when we were coming up, I just feel like that wasn't a thing. And not in a negative way. Like we didn't talk about mental health as a whole, but then like even to section it off and be more central to ourselves and talk about men, it's like part of being a man was kind of like shouldering that burden. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like the exposure to, I'm not saying it's a bad thing even now. It's like it's a new adaptation thing, but that exposure to more and more people around you and building a community around vulnerabilities as well has created a section where I feel like we promote things more because we see what benefit they can have, but we like also sometimes take a step out of reality with like these hyperbolic like they're just feelings, right? Like they're super overwhelming feelings, not realizing like I still have to live every day in reality.
No matter what.
So like the end of the day is like I can be vulnerable and I can have these conversations. Like, yeah, I can check up on my mans, but at the same time, like how can I help you? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
most of the time,
let's talk about it. Right?
Most of the time, really, a conversation can help. Like, I feel like for me, most of the time, like when it comes to like my mental, a lot of that shit be me releasing that shit, bro. Like, if I can actually just speak this shit out and talk to a nigga, I done talk to you in the truck and dropped a tear or two.
Oh, for sure.
Nigga, just off of that's just what it was.
But
and not being able to have anybody to talk to about it.
But that's also me and you also knowing each other well enough to know that like you're a type of person that even when you are saying that to me, it's like, I know you're someone actively striving to make a difference in your life.
Yeah, facts.
And that's the active, like, kind of like line that's being drawn between like, like I love you. I care about you. Like, you know, some real shit, like as a man, like man to man, like I know we all going through some shit for real. But like, how can I help you? I know that you saying that to me and me offering you a word or even just giving you a hug can change how you're perceiving, how you're traversing what you're going through, because you're actively going through it, right? Like I can't necessarily help you, but maybe I can.
And I think that's like what you're saying is super important because people get there's a really, really, really fine line between like us having a conversation and you just letting shit off your chest and me becoming your fucking therapist and me having to take on the burden of what you're feeling. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's like a really, really, really fine line. And like I've had relationships in the past where that's like really got like really crossed over.
I love that you said that.
You know what I mean? And it's like
it's
like in the end and then you feel some type of way when it's not reciprocated, right?
Oh, for sure, right?
It's like, well, okay, why is it that I've listened to this for years and years and years, but now I'm going through some shit, and it's like I still got to listen to you. You know, at what point do you listen to me?
Men,
You know what I mean?
Because niggas lack self awareness.
Yeah,
we
100%.
just surround ourselves around very self aware niggas.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that think the world revolves around them, bro.
For sure.
100%.
Whether that comes to friendships, relationships with girls, work, all that shit.
Yeah.
You could talk to a nigga right now and you'll be like, damn, man, I'm fucked up. Be like, yeah, bro, I'm fucked up too. I actually, I actually had to, and he gonna talk about himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nigga, did you not just hear what I said to you?
Yeah.
I'm fucked up.
Yeah. 100%.
And it doesn't matter. And we all know people like that. And you just got to steer away from them niggas because they don't have your best interest to begin with.
Yep.
This is a them game, not a us game.
100%. 100%.
That's the difference.
And that's just that's where the line gets really blurred. For me personally, it's like I really don't want to like. I'm always somebody that you can come to and talk to, and I'm gonna do my best. Like you said, I'm gonna do my best to like help and try to figure some shit out. I'm a figure out guy. I'm like, all right, well let's hold on, let's get a game plan going. Okay, so you need you're fucked up. You don't got any money. All right, cool. Come my dad's got a company. Come work for us. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
for
we got guys. We need guys. Like just hold off for 2 more months and we'll it's January right now, but I promise you by May I'm gonna have a lot of work. Just if you can just hold on for a few more months,
facts.
I got you. And we'll get like in DeMarcus, perfect example, right? It's like, all right, come live with me. Come, you can just stay with us. I know you got a job. I know I'm your transportation to and from work. So I know that you got reliable transportation.
You're put in the position to win.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, but that's a huge burden, right? Because then it's like, if one, now I feel like I'm babysitting you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And 2, it's like, I want the best for you, but I'm feeling like I'm really holding your hand through this and you're not wanting the best for yourself.
I tell you, you're good too good for people all the time. But
Yeah, you do say that a lot.
But when it comes to shit like that, I've also, my man's then came to me like, hey nigga, I don't even have nowhere to lay my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, you can come stay with me and my mom.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like simple like
For
that.
sure.
Yeah.
But like you went to the extent of making sure bro has some cheese in his pocket, really trying to.
Yeah.
I feel like that type of shit should have a time limit.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? Like nigga,
it blew
you got
up.
about
blew
two.
up in it blew up in our faces.
You
know
got
what
about
I mean?
two. You got about 2-3 paychecks before I'd be like,
Yeah.
nigga, you living with me? I'm taking you to work,
Yeah.
and I got you the job.
Yeah.
Nigga, you might have sucked some dick.
The
Nigga.
you gotta be buying some weed. You gotta be buying some groceries.
You gotta be doing
some
something.
bills.
nigga.
Gotta be getting paid on
'Cause
my end. You
yeah,
gotta be
that's
paying
crazy
for
as
gas.
fuck.
You gotta
And bro
be,
wasn't like helping with.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. As a
And I
grown
mean
man,
that's a
it's just-
special case because he's
Yeah.
maybe not is all there, but like if it were you or if it were you,
that wouldn't be the case.
it wouldn't be the case. There'd be a different standard, right?
Right.
It'd
You know how
be
many
like,
times I've been in a
all right, bro,
position
sure.
where you've offered me to be here and I'd be like, nah, bro. Like,
Yeah, I feel that.
I mean,
no.
shit, I turned down staying here just because
But
I
there's,
wasn't able to actively contribute off top. So I was like, yeah, my fault, bro. I don't want to set you back.
No,
You feel what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like, that's what I think is a homie thing to do.
Yeah,
it's
you don't
like-
want to set your niggas back, or like I feel you. That's a
Yeah.
homie thing for sure.
But what you saying, like, okay, for example, in your stats, we got here, you say 40% of men have never spoken to anyone about their mental health, right?
yeah,
And out of that, 30% of them say that they're too embarrassed, or 20% say that there's a negative stigma on it,
yeah,
right? And I would say it's like that negative stigma may come from thinking that maybe someone's going to be judging you,
Yeah,
right? But at the
yeah.
same time, I think that comes from what the other side of that argument is, which is the people that have, because that means a greater majority of someone have talked to someone about what they're going through if you're a man, right? Which is a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Not knocking anything, right? Go see a
Right.
therapist, go talk to somebody,
Yeah,
right? But at the same time is, what are you willing to do about it?
that's the thing.
That's the key. No, that's the key.
And
That's
that's,
the
like
thing.
the key component. Because like when I talk about my anger and my depression, it's like, or like what you said in the beginning, sometimes I don't recognize it till I'm over it, right? It's just more like, yeah, because you're someone that's willing to actively work through it. So it's like you realize that that's an ebb and flow of life.
100%.
You're going through
Yeah.
a lower point
Yeah,
as you will,
Yeah.
whether or not you was seeing, like you said, 50% of that's more financial. If you were a 150% more financially stable person today,
yeah,
when you go through the ebb and flow again, I guarantee you that weight that you feel, it's probably still gonna be related to that in the
Yeah.
same kind of
100%.
manner
Yeah.
at a
100%.
different weight, right?
Yeah,
Because
facts.
you're 150% more wealthy.
100%.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
Well, it
Facts.
also, like, to play into what you're saying, I think it's like, as a friend and as somebody, like, you can sometimes see things from a bird's eye view
Right.
that you might not be able to see, right?
Mhm.
Or you might not be able to. It's like, okay, you come into me, you say, all right, bro, I'm really fucked up about like Cooter, perfect example, right? Like
Mhm.
he's been super fucked up about the Palestine thing.
For sure.
Understandably so, right? But you're constantly taking in this new information.
Negative energy off
exactly.
your phone. Yeah.
And it's like when bro went up north a few weeks ago, I told him, I'm like, bro, just stay off your phone this weekend. Really enjoy your family. Enjoy up north. Enjoy the hard work that you put into so that you could get this nice Airbnb for everybody and enjoy a weekend. Like, don't be sucked into that bullshit, because reality is right now you cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But what you can do for your own sanity, for your own mental health, is just turn it off for a minute, because
Disconnect. Unplug.
and exactly, unplug, and it taps into exactly what we were saying last week. You know, like I had to have the self awareness with politics of like this is bringing me no good in life. It's just pissing me off. Twitter. I deleted Twitter this morning again because I was just like, I woke up and I got instantly pissed off. And it was like over, it's like sports
Nothing.
takes and shit. Like,
I promise.
like it's like you wake up and you see like the first tweet you see is like a Rocket supporter being like, the Pistons are fucking trash and Cade's a bust. And it's like, no, he's not. You know, like, that's just not even fucking true. He's averaging 23 points a game. What the fuck what are you watching?
This nigga started his day with a hard sigh.
Dog.
You're like, literally.
Nigga just
And
woke
that-
up like
and
niggas,
it's
man.
like, and it's like you can't like get away from it, right?
You
It's
can't.
and it's like such stupid shit.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
it's but it's like it's almost like your Twitter feed almost knows what's gonna trigger you.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
you interact with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
first to be like retweet, yeah, quote, yeah, that's not true. Cade's actually, if you take away true shooting, bro's averaging 23-7, like we're really gonna act like that's a bust with like a capital B, like bust for real, but and then it's like
for sure.
that person responds back to you. It's like they're a fucking bust, eat a dick. You're like, eat a dick, what are you talking?
No,
like
for real,
it
yeah.
so quickly turns into something
Yeah.
like and this is where that in particular really bothers me, because I never want to be the guy who like goes low on Twitter or on any social media platform,
that.
because it's like, well, 9 times out of 10, bro, I don't know you.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're behind, and then it's like, oh, well, that's why you're fucking, you go into their bio and it's like, rest in peace, Greg. You're like, that's why Greg died, you fucking piece of shit. It's like, well, damn, bro. Like, what the fuck did Greg have to do with this?
My nigga Greg said.
Greg said, what did he say? Fuck me for? So like, I just feel like that shit's like really, really, really bad for your mental. I mean, social media as a whole, I think is really terrible for your mental.
Do y'all think y'all would deal with social media if we didn't have the business and music and shit that we have?
No.
Bill, what you think, bro?
I don't think so.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I didn't have music,
You're not big on social media regardless.
No, I never really got like into Twitter, Snapchat. I
Lucky.
think I've always had Instagram.
Yeah,
I've
you're
had
big on
the same
Instagram,
one
but-
since like 2012.
But even then, it's like you don't post a ton on Instagram. Like
Yeah. Not really, no.
like
personal. Like,
Yeah, that's
yo,
not-
I'm
yeah,
out
yeah.
getting ice cream.
Exactly,
Or go
yeah.
Red Wings.
yeah, everybody
Yeah,
does that type
yeah,
of shit. But I'm
yeah.
saying like, yeah, Twitter. I think Twitter's really the one that like
for me, bro. If it wasn't for music, I think y'all wouldn't see me on shit at all. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Sam deleted all of his socials years ago, and he said it's the best thing that ever happened to him, and he's never gone back. And I've talked to him about it multiple times because I'm like, I really want to do it, And he's like, you just have to do it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, you can't have the account still. You can't like know the login. You know what I mean? He's like, you just have to fucking delete it and just go about your life.
Yeah, I
know
will
what I
say
mean?
music and sports. I'm sorry to cut you off, but sports too.
No, but I'm with you. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why I like it's
Just like ESPN and shit.
it's the constant FOMO of like, what am I
Yeah.
missing out on? What breaking news? What did Woj just tweet?
Bro, you're talking
Who
to
did
niggas.
the Pistons just trade for? Who did the fucking
Nigga,
who did the Lions just
I
trade
paid
for? You
I
know?
paid
I feel like my
$12 to
vanity
keep
won't let me let
connected
go
to the
of
world
social media.
on a
I
plane.
feel you
I have way too much invested in vanity and not even just my own
100%.
that I feel like I don't even think it's a missing out thing, because I feel like
Yeah.
when it comes to trends, and you guys probably can attest to this, I'm like I love the culture, but I'm also so
I feel
anti
you.
what's hot that
Yeah.
like for me is just more like I want to see how far ahead of what every other nigga is doing I can be.
Yeah.
Like even I just showed him today some shit that me and Jonathan like capsuled in like this like dress up mock up. We put the ski mask on. Like 2019, November 12th, bro.
Yeah.
And that's like just the hottest thing to do now. And like when you're planning your
we had the
shooting
shiesty on
outside, like
pre-COVID.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, bro, pre-COVID, I'm shooting this shit with my homie in fucking. Okay, pause.
No, not a pause for
I was
you.
gonna say it's not really a
Hey,
pause.
bro, zoom in. I don't want to hear another nigga with a rap bar that says we were masked up before COVID.
Is that a
That shit is corny as fuck. That shit needs to stop. I've seen so many niggas do that.
I feel that.
We was masked up way before Corona, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just had to.
right.
I had to say that. I'm tired of that shit.
But it's like I just feel like when it comes to social media, I'm just into it for like I like to see beauty. I like to see what other people
feel you.
find beautiful. And I think that interact, like I think that I'm missed. Like the type of persona that I have that I want to like have on social media is missed by the masses.
Yeah.
Because like so many other people use it for their main social interaction with people. Like since you have no confidence to really talk to people in real life, it's like if I DM somebody, like if I DM a female right now, 9 times out of 10, I feel like she's gonna think I'm trying to get on her.
Facts.
But I'm in a happy relationship.
Facts.
I don't need to, in
I
a
ain't
healthy
trying to
one at
get
that.
at you.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I interact with you because either I think you post shit that I feel like we have some common ground on it. Let's talk about it. Like nigga, why is it like I'm invested in the Vanity for sure?
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, but is there depth to it or not? So it's like if you don't really get to the depth outside of it,
Right.
it seems for not. But I've made a lot of real world, I feel like connections off of the social
100%.
and being invested in the Vanity. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like again that adaptation of like how do you unplug, how do you maneuver with it? Because I feel like if I do say like for Bill, I love that for you because I feel like your life, even when I know you as a person, that just seems like how your lifestyle works.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like you're always behind the camera. You're behind the camera right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like really your investment is like lifelong into the posting, the captioning of an image, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't really have time to be kind of absorbed by it there because then you would get no work done.
Yeah.
Right, you would have no time for what you really get done.
I think we really like underestimate how frankly stupid the masses are. You know what I mean? And like that's
It's
like
insane, bro.
as somebody who like I mean I'm not the smartest guy ever, but I definitely am somewhat of an intellectual, and it's like it almost feels, and I'm sure you both feel this way because you guys are better at me than me at Twitter. Like you go on every so often, but you're not on it constantly.
Yeah. Nah,
But you know why though? You remember how it used to be back in the day with me,
Of course.
bro. Like
No,
I
you
would
used to
make
be-
2 different Twitter accounts. They'd both blow to
Yeah,
1,000
yeah,
followers.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
get kicked off that bitch for
Yeah.
saying absolutely asinine
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and then I'd be like, "Fuck this shit,"
Yeah.
and then I just didn't do it for 4
Yeah.
years.
But I think like I get super frustrated when I'm a very logical person,
I feel that.
and like when there's no logic involved in something.
Yeah, that's exactly why I leave that shit alone.
Yeah.
Because 2 + 2 in my head equal 4.
Yeah.
I feel that.
And that's 2 + 2 = 4.
I'm
Like
saying.
there's no argument to that.
There's
You know what I
none.
mean? Like there's
you get on
there's-
Twitter and nigga be like, actually it's 7.
Yeah. No, like literally. There's like
I'm actually a doctor.
there's this guy who's made, a name in like Chicago Bears Twitter, right?
Right.
And he's always jabbing with Lion fans.
Of course.
And he's constantly saying the Chiefs win doesn't count. It's like constant, like every day.
What does that mean?
And that's like what I was saying to him yesterday. I'm like, well, wait, you need to break this down for me because you're telling me that one, we don't have a single good win, and we don't have a single good, So what is the Chiefs? Well, okay, well, Kelsey and Jones were out. Okay, but you can only play who's in front of you, bro.
That's a fact.
That's like, what are we doing here? And it's like, oh, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. And it's like you sit there and you're going like, and that's not just me. I see all these people going back and forth with the same bait, basically, right? Constantly. And I saw somebody last night tweet, yeah, but seriously, we need to start asking ourselves why we give that lame ass Bears fan any type of platform to talk. And it's like,
Because a lot of
That's so
niggas just
true.
blow smoke up their ass and they start feeling like that nigga.
no, that's facts.
That's what
And
happens
it's-
every time,
And
bro.
it's like, you're totally right. Like I literally retweeted that guy and I was like, I had to ask myself this earlier today. Like,
Can I interject something psychological about that
Yeah.
though? This is actually interesting. I've been watching a lot of NFL history
yeah.
on YouTube. You notice I've been just like that's like my obsession
yeah,
right now
yeah,
is
yeah.
learning football,
For
bro,
sure.
on a deeper level,
Yeah.
like a IQ level.
That's fire, actually.
And like, so I'm learning schemes, I'm learning different things like that. But this guy, I can't think of his name. I would tell y'all to go watch it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
Drop the link.
He basically was talking about the psychology of sports and how it's just known that basically a fandom, no matter how deep it is, whether you're a casual, everyday, once in a while watcher, if you can align yourself with a home team, with a fan base, you're overall happier, more connected, and actually more mentally
100%.
safe person. So in the line of mental health, while we're talking about how it detracts from your mental health to have these constant negative interactions with people with a fan base, on the opposite side, when people in your fan base are ragging on someone else and
it's heroin.
Bro, it's like the
It's
craziest dopamine rush, right?
It's heroin. That's
So it's
that's why I still do it, right? It's
Right,
because and that's the thing, right? It's
My
like
nigga got
it's
the
like
bookmarks ready, 30 clips
I've
full.
seen it yesterday.
I've seen it. You seen it last
seen it
night. I was going
yesterday.
through the bookmarks last night, hitting everybody with the updates.
4/23/23.
Yeah, bro.
How at this age?
Yeah. Update. They still suck. Update. You know what I mean? And it's like that's the thing. For me when it comes to particularly Twitter, particularly Lions Twitter, bro, this is the first time in my lifetime they've really had a squad. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
Let us indulge in this shit.
And even I'm like skeptical. You know what I mean? Like,
No, for
it's
real.
like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, we could get bounced in the first round. Like we might be frauds. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Fraudulent.
I seen them give up 31 points to the Chargers the other day. You know what I mean? Like Justin Herbert's good, but are they that good? You know, like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Time will tell. You know, it's very Michigan, Ohio State. It's like
I feel that.
Michigan's the best team. It's like Ohio State might come into Ann Arbor in 2 weeks and kick our ass. Like I don't know.
That
But
happens,
like
I will be very sad.
until that
It'll
happens,
be defensive.
I'm riding till the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? Like that's just how I am.
I feel
but,
it.
You know, to tap into like Judah shit, it's like, you know, fan is short for fanatic, and fanatic is somebody who is, you know, not mentally well. So it's like
for sure.
you have to know like where that
For
level like crosses, right? Like I know you can look at my Twitter and know that I'm a Pistons, Lions, you know, pretty much that's what I talk about on there. But at a certain point, it's like I don't care. You know what I mean?
I feel
Like
that.
yeah, bro. I don't know. You guys kicked our ass. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not
niggas
about
aren't
I'm
aren't
not-
delusional.
Thank you. That's what I mean. Like I'm not about to get on there and be
Logical,
like,
once
bro,
again.
we're winning the Super Bowl. Like you cannot tell me otherwise. It's like I'm honest. I'm looking at this like I don't think we're winning a Super Bowl. We might not win a playoff game, but like fuck, we're 7-2 at the we're 7-2 going into a stretch where we could very easily get the 1 seed if we play well the rest of the year.
For sure.
And I don't know, that's pretty fire. And then like the Niners will come into town and curb stomp us. And like, I'm just going to be hurt. And then I'm going to get online and be like, this is why I was saying at the trade deadline, go get Chase Young, but he had 3 sacks today. Fuck you, Brad Holmes. Fuck you, fuck
Yeah,
you, fuck
facts.
you. You know what I mean? Like,
That is the real fans, though, is when you can be honest. Just like right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know me, bro. Half my tickets up for sale.
Yeah.
I don't want to see these niggas.
I feel you. I feel you.
Like, bro,
Shout out to
you-
Detroit
you,
Pistons.
you've
for
shown me
being
nothing
ass once
different.
again.
Shown me nothing different, bro. And
Detroit
it hurts.
sports fans.
It hurts my heart, bro.
Your sports are bad for your mental health.
It is for sure. Because when
And
I
that's-
tune in and I just look at a Pistons game,
They're like, not though.
and
That's
I
the thing,
watch
like,
nothing happening, bro.
so bad.
that's what's so frustrating about particularly the Pistons, because it's like the Lions are good, the Red Wings are good, the
They are
Tigers are even like they got some really good young pieces. They're coming.
sure.
Michigan really fucking good. And then you just got the Pistons, the one team that like you want to be. You know what I mean? The one team that kind of held the reins for years and years and
Oh,
years.
for sure.
You know what I
Bro,
mean? Like
it's like for me,
That's because no one here gives a shit about
Everything-
hockey.
that's, man, facts. Because that's the real team that held the reins. But
bro,
like,
for me,
I
bro, for
promise
me,
you, I don't care.
everything in my
Stanley?
life
No?
goes
Okay,
to
fuck
a stop when NBA season starts.
Yeah.
Like that's my like we was talking about last week. That's my unplug. Like I'll sit and watch NBA games all night, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like that's because that's the one team in Detroit that
And that
allows
shit just
people that are fans
blows
of
me,
Detroit
bro.
teams to be delusional.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just not
like the
that.
history of the Detroit Pistons is that one team in the East that just pops up in the prime of somebody doing some crazy ass
totally
shit.
agree. I was thinking about this last
disrupts
night.
it, and then Detroit goes absolute ape shit.
I was thinking about this last
And then
night.
it allows the fans to be as deluded, like, nah, nigga, we had Bird worried, nigga, we had Mike didn't know what he was gonna do.
Well,
Isaiah and them
it's like
niggas
the
for a
culture.
minute.
The culture that's like the culture that's built around the Pistons is like a bunch of guys that didn't really
pan out.
not even pan out, didn't really get the respect or love they deserved. Right? It's
feel
like Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas were never MVPs. They were never MVP considered for real. You know what I mean? Like Dennis Rodman was like kind of a cast off, you know, like the
Mentally unwell.
literally
Mentally
very
unwell.
literally
I was about to say-
every
I'm
sorry, I had to
single
put a joke in
player.
there. Mentally unwell.
I mean, you look at Chauncey was on multiple teams before he went to the Pistons. You had Rip Hamilton got traded in the, you know, Michael Jordan sent his ass out of there to bring Jerry Stackhouse in. Ben Wallace undrafted. Rasheed Wallace, like, you know, nobody wanted to deal with him. Tayshaun Prince, just like a defensive lockdown dude who was just like, yeah, I guess come play for us. You know what I mean? Like it's like a bunch of like nobodies and has-beens who put this team together and just bought into a culture and started kicking everybody's ass.
For sure.
And was given A+ defense and was, you know, had really good offensive spurts and really, you know, should have probably won more titles than they did. But like you're totally right. That's the delusion that we have as Pistons fans, because it's like, now we get a couple more pieces here. You know, we get a couple of rejects in this
I'm telling
motherfucker.
you.
We might start winning again. You know?
I'm
It's like,
telling you.
For me, I drank the tea off of the motherfucking seeing that game at the Casilla Center and seeing them niggas play the Heat. I'm like, oh, these niggas balling.
yeah.
I'm like, no, these niggas are 1 point away from a nigga that was in the finals last year. Oh, we're promised right now. I'm good. I seen what I needed to see. We just lost by
They're
1 point.
Not balling.
Then the
Boy
next
was
game
jaded.
proceeded to just shit on every expectation I had. Bro.
Hey, another note: South Beach is bad for your mental because you will be jaded.
Yeah.
So you came home jaded.
No, I didn't. I came home awakened.
See,
My mental health has been on a up since I've been back.
Bro saw the sun.
Nigga was laid out in that bitch, bro. Niggas don't know where the fuck I was at last year. I was ready to blow my brains out, unalive myself.
What's the next statistic on there? Speaking of unaliving yourself.
Man.
80% of suicide deaths are males.
That's crazy.
4 times the rate of women.
I believe it too.
yeah,
It really
it's not that
makes
crazy.
sense.
It's not that
It,
crazy.
it makes sense to me. It makes
I
sense.
think it's because we bear a different burden. You know what I
We bear-
mean? Like
the weight on our shoulders is so heavy. Bro.
it's very heavy.
It's so
And
heavy.
like in the way that women work, in the nurturing way that they work, is like if they have a child, like most times they're not going to commit suicide because of that child.
Unless they are
Facts.
mentally unwell.
Facts.
Like,
facts.
to
No.
another
I mean,
level.
it
Like,
happens.
another
Don't.
level.
I'm not saying it doesn't
Oh,
happen.
no,
I'm just saying
it's
like
a caveat, like very small sample size, bro, right?
But it's like for men, I feel like when we feel like we can't provide for that child, that's when it's like, oh, your life would be better without me because I'm just a disappointment to you.
I feel
I
that.
can't. You know what I mean?
For me, in times like that, I kind of disagree with you, Andy. Not all the way though, like because that's definitely right. Like if I've ever been in a position where I felt like I couldn't, I was doing ungodly things to make sure I could.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
So,
talking from
yeah.
my perspective.
Yeah,
I'm talking.
from, like,
I'm
a
talking from
outside
like a
perspective.
general
Yeah,
perspective. I
yeah.
think that's like really what happens
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
could see, because I'm with you. Like I'm more motivated to.
Yeah,
Make
It
something
more
shake.
motivates me to be like, all right, well, she relies on me, so I gotta like go a little harder
I
in
mean-
whatever I'm doing. But like, I could see a weaker man kind of go the opposite
Bro,
way.
I can't
Like, I
even
can't
feel that.
find it within myself to go harder.
between us both, between all of us, bro. Like I can be fully transparent. Like I've had moments in the last like year or so where I've sat in the whip with my
Yeah.
gun and just like, there's nothing left for me here besides my children. And
Yeah.
something will happen and my phone will buzz and
Yeah.
it'll show my kids' face.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, all right,
all right, I'm tripping.
I'm tripping for sure. Like,
Yeah, I don't
I'd have
really.
been verbal about that shit with Andy and told him like bro,
Yeah.
like I thank God that I have the friends that I have. Like I done hit Andy on days where I'm like, bro, I'm just ready to motherfucking unalive, bro. It's
Yeah.
over. Like I'm tired of this shit, bro, because it's just a lot of pressure.
I really
Family,
try to.
kids,
Yeah.
work, just trying to be financially stable. Even that's not that hard, bro. We have good jobs, but it's
Yeah.
just like with us having a good job also comes with life and just everything just costing $1,000 to do anything.
I mean, it's you know.
So like all that shit happening, just like, and then I feel like the biggest thing for me, bro, is like, I don't know, but like I set expectations for people, and that's like one of my downfalls.
Mm-hmm.
Like for motherfuckers, I'll set an expectation for a motherfucker, bro.
Mhm.
Whether that be a friend, whether that be a woman, whether that be anybody I deal with in life, like I tend to set an expectation off of like knowing you, off of knowing what you bring to my life, because I went through a period of where I just completely disassociated with motherfuckers that didn't bring any value to me, because I know I bring value to any
But
situation.
I think setting expectations for the people closest around you is necessary. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't even think I'd look at that as a downfall. It's only a downfall if you like set absurd expectations.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
then
mean?
but
Like,
then when a nigga lets you down, it really upsets you though. And then a nigga
It
might
does,
not
but
even
I-
know he upset you.
but I think it's, I mean, you and I have gone through this multiple times as far
Yeah.
as like letting each other down, but then we also voice that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
hey, bro, and I've said to you multiple times, I hold you to a different standard.
Yeah.
And you've said multiple times to me, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because it
Yeah.
makes sense because you hold me to a different standard. So it's
Nah,
like
facts.
you have to at least let that person know, like,
Yeah.
listen, bro, I hold you to a different standard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and that may be fair and that may not be fair. And if you don't like it, feel free to bounce. But
I
like the
agree with
reality
that.
is I'm holding you to a different
I
standard.
agree with
I'm
that
not-
to a certain extent, but like one thing for me is like with niggas that don't take care of business, and we don't have to have that conversation because you see me every day. You not doing shit.
But
You're not working. You're not taking care of your kids. You're not doing nothing to provide or move forward in life. You don't have no goals.
But that
you
takes
just around this bitch walking with a
that
pocket
takes
full of
self-awareness
pocket.
on your part though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, because you
yeah.
have to look at somebody like that and be like, I can't have those better
But do
expectations.
you let them
for
know?
you.
Because then do you let them know before you get the fuck on, or should they already know
Nah, this is
by the
thing.
person that you are?
And see, and that's where like when I hear that, that's where I would say to you, like, not even in a hypothetical, what do you do? Right? Like
Yeah, I
more
don't
so
know.
like that's something that you gotta figure out like when you are reacting to shit.
Yeah.
Like, cause you
I
like,
feel you,
cause like
Issa.
you feel what I'm saying? Cause like you
Yeah.
saying like you even notice that now, like, you know, I set expectations for people. Like when in my rebuttal to that would be like, I be feeling like when I had those moments in my life where I was really contemplating some shit, like
Yeah.
I don't want to be here no more. Like I'm thinking about shit like that, bro. Cause I've been there probably 3 or 4 times in my life.
Yeah,
where I
Same,
really, like,
same.
Yeah.
really was
Same.
in that pit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about like, I can't really say it was anybody else.
Yeah.
Right. Like when I was really there, I was thinking about the decisions that I made
Mm-hmm.
outside of like just realizing that there was like the things that I wanted help with that no one really could help me with.
Yeah.
So like, how am I about to, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not
Yeah.
from a lack of asking or a lack of doing or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like,
It's
it's
just
just more of
a lack of me.
It's a, yeah, like, okay, so
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
can't give any, like, when I feel like I really can't give any more to these things that I am doing
Mm-hmm.
to achieve something, whether that's some
Yeah.
recognition, whether
Yeah.
that's like that hug, that proverbial hug, right? It
Yes.
doesn't have to even be the physical hug,
Yes.
but it's just like, how do I get that to know that I'm on the right track, right? It may just be a day away, but in my mind, it's like now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, it wasn't nobody else. So it's like, when I think about that, it's like, even I just had this thought 2 weeks ago, even when I was in the truck with y'all, like, I don't really have expectations for people.
Yeah.
And not because I don't see people
It's a
for who
safe way
they
to play
are,
it. Yeah.
but it's just more, I have just such a higher expectation for myself
Yeah.
that what everybody else is doing just seems to be kind of null and void in the grand scheme. Of
Yeah.
what
'Cause
we're
I'm worried
looking at
about
some
me.
shit. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
worried about like, what if I'm not achieving and I
Yeah.
see you as being a problem with it, I'd be like, you have to fucking go.
Yeah.
Nah, facts.
No matter
No,
who
that-
you have
I
been to me,
agree.
I think-
at any
I think
moment,
that's-
you have got to fucking leave right now.
I think that's the.
Yeah.
I think we're saying
Yeah.
the same thing though,
Right.
because it's
Yeah.
like that.
Just
That's
in different ways.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like I hold you to a different standard because like
Right.
if you're bringing me down, sorry, you know what I mean. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
Okay, I guess that does answer.
I'm
this
not really.
question
I'm
then,
not
too.
really
Yeah.
like I can't really fuck with you like that anymore. It doesn't mean I don't
But-
love you. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna kick it with you. That doesn't mean I'm not. You know. But like
yeah.
if we were somebody who were kicking it every day or we were talking every day, like
Nah.
we probably not talking every day anymore.
Right.
We're probably, you know, and I've been blessed that all of my friends for the most part are pretty successful, you know, and like that's a blessing I have. But then the few who have had issues, it's like I've had, like I was talking to my homegirl Micah about this yesterday. Like she, you know, she was druggy, and it was just kind of like, bro, listen, like I've done everything I can possibly do. I'm not making this my thing. Like you got to just figure this out.
Right.
Like I'm gonna be here for you on the back end, but like I'm not getting involved in all
You
this
need some
shit.
time to figure you out.
Yeah, 100%. And we're
100%.
talking last night, and she's like 90 days sober. I'm like, there you go, bitch. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
there,
facts.
there you go. Finally, you know.
I feel that on a different level, bro, because it was like for a majority of the time, like I was trapping, but I got to a point where like in 2019, I believe, or 18, one of the two, my uncle was passing away from cancer, and I like watched him take his last breaths.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for me, it caused me to like think about my breathing. So
Yeah.
like for a while, like I had to really like, you know how you get high and have to like recount
Yeah.
your breaths and like recalibrate it? Like that shit used to cause me to have like an anxiety attack all
Yep.
the time.
Yep.
So like for me, that shit really fucked me up. So
Mm-hmm.
I took some time to like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop smoking.
Yep.
So I
Lame
stopped.
ass.
Right. So I stopped smoking for like a year and a half at the time, And I just watched how many niggas just dwindled away from just me not
Yeah.
being the one to just
Yeah.
smoke and roll up and
I feel
just
that.
sit here. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, my thing when it
Like, I done
pertains.
missed about 6-7 niggas now.
Yeah. No, I feel
Where
you.
niggas go?
I feel
And then
you.
that shit didn't even do anything for my anxiety because I didn't notice that it was really just a mindset in me like attacking this shit on my own and getting that shit
Yeah.
control on my own to the point to where I was just like, okay, well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Go completely sober from drinking, that don't work. I'm
Yeah.
still thinking about my breaths. I'm like, oh, nigga, it's your brain.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to take no medicine to have me around this bitch like a zombie, so I'm about to lock the fuck in, figure my own brain levels out, and we gonna go from there.
Yeah.
And niggas been smooth since.
Yeah.
Of course, you have the moments of anxiety when certain moments in life kind of trigger your shit and it go up, down. That's just how the cookie gonna crumble for everybody.
That's just life.
That's just life.
That's just life.
That's how that shit gonna crumble.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
just
if
life.
you don't have the right mindset and that you have control over your own mind,
Yeah.
you cooked off rip.
That's why I stopped smoking weed. You know, it's like I feel like it
Yeah.
was for me, it was very demotivational. And I'm just not somebody who can get shit done when I'm high.
I feel it.
I'm
Yeah.
very lazy. I'm very sloppy. You know,
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
like, let's go to the corner store and grab, you know, a fucking pint of Ben and Jerry's and then also a bag of Doritos and then a Gatorade. And
That
it's
is
like,
that is a crazy combination.
That shit sounds fire.
Nah,
but
nah.
that's what
High
I
as
mean.
fuck,
Like
yeah,
it's
it does.
because you're not
'Cause you're
thinking.
not gonna
It's
the,
just
enjoy
the
like,
at the same
Doritos.
time.
Wait, bro. The Doritos before the ice cream or after?
I'm not sure if I've ever actually had this combination. I'm just saying.
Okay,
like,
all right.
I'm just saying, like generally
It's gonna be
speaking, it's
spaced
like
out
it's
anyways,
like
bro,
I'm gonna
'cause
go
like you
buy
said, you just
I'm gonna
high.
go buy something that's got, you know, a pint of ice cream gonna have 1,000 calories in it, right? And then a bag of Doritos gonna have another 800 calories in it, right? And then
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my daily intake of sugar in the drink, not even counting the pint of ice cream I just ate.
Yeah.
So now I'm waking up and I'm bloated and I fucking took in way more calories than I ever should have, and I'm brain fogged and I'm sluggish and I'm not on my game because of what I
Yeah.
did last night. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And like a lot of people can smoke weed and get shit done and they don't get the munchies. That's just not how I am. I feel
feel
like for me, it is demotivational. So I'm just somebody who just had to put it down because in my head, I would, you know, you get high and you get anxious and I hit a certain age where like I knew better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
in my head, it's like, it's just a panic attack because
Yeah.
it's like, bro, one, you're not even supposed to be doing this. Two, you're not supposed to be eating that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like when I
Yeah.
was 18, 19 and the world was great and we were, you know, I wasn't worried about shit and was with the homies smoking and chilling.
Yeah,
That shit was
yeah.
great because it was like, yeah,
That was it. I didn't think about my
this is your time.
responsibilities.
This is kind of your time to do this.
Yeah, facts.
But then like,
facts.
you know, 25, 26, 27 starts rolling around. You're still getting high and it's like, nah, bro, this ain't it. You know, it's, yeah, this is still fun. I do it to relax. And it's
Nah,
like, nah, I don't do
Nah,
it.
don't do it to relax, bro. Yeah, I feel that.
See,
And
for
then
me-
it's just like, I can't, I'm done. You know
now
what I
coming
mean?
back after like not smoking, because after that year of not smoking, I smoked, and then I just completely stopped smoking until like
Yeah.
this year.
Mm-hmm.
That was like damn near 2.5, almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And like now, I'm in such a better place mentally. Like I can smack the wood once and be like,
100%.
"It's cool."
If
I can hit the pin a couple times
Yeah.
and be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But it's just about my mindset being different. Like back then I was smoking to try to stay sane because I'm going through so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit didn't work, bro. At a certain point, bro, when I was trapping and working and being a dad and doing all this shit, bro, I'm smoking 2 5-packs of backwoods a day.
Yeah, that's
And I'm stuffing them hoes.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
crazy.
no 0.5s and biting that bitch till it ain't nothing left. I'm
Yeah.
talking at least 1.5 grams in that hoe.
So I got a question for both of y'all that I would answer it.
sure.
But have y'all, or would you be open to talking to somebody about your issues if you felt like it was like that? Or do you feel the same way as like they said with the 40% of dudes who just kind of like,
I feel like for me,
I'm not
nothing,
going to talk to somebody.
I feel like for me,
somebody.
yeah, no, like I have no.
I've had
problem
it.
with
I've
that.
had therapists.
Right.
Yeah,
I just felt like
I just recently like got one.
I just felt like when I particularly did therapy, it was kind of what I was playing into just now. It's like I knew what my issue was.
Right.
I wasn't on my shit.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to get on my shit. I
Facts.
just wanted to be lazy. I wanted to still like, you know what I mean? Like this has been such a sobering experience moving them into this house, right? Because
Right.
it's like the reality was for the last 4 years, I've been a smoker. I've been somebody who was kind of just, you know, living in a haze almost. And it's
I feel
like
it.
shit that really should have gotten done around the house didn't get done. It was like slapping a coat of paint on it and putting a rug down and being like, the room's done. But it's like, nah, bro, you got to tear up that floor. You got to go get that linoleum out of the kitchen. Why did you not redo this? Why did you not redo that? And so now I've, played myself where I'm like doing it all at once, right? While having a 1-year-old and having a fiance living in the house, and it's like.
But you know what?
I feel that though.
Besides everything happening for a reason, I can see why you will fall into that with working with how we work.
100%.
Because for me, I would definitely alleviate a lot of shit with the mindset of, man, I had a long ass day at work. Fucking, I ain't doing shit.
Oh,
when
100%.
When I get home, I ain't doing shit.
100%.
Bro, weaning myself out of that was hard.
Yeah. Hell
was
yeah.
hard as fuck. So
Hell
I
yeah.
feel you. Because
No,
I'm
hell
newer
yeah.
to this shit than
No,
you
100%, dude.
So,
It's like I don't beat myself up for it. I'm just saying it's just a sobering moment because you like take a step back and like she'll crack on me and be like, what the fuck have you been doing in this house for 4 years? And it's like, that's a good ass question. You know what I mean?
No, I feel
like
that.
what? Like chilling? Like, you know what I mean? Like getting high upstairs and like watching TV and playing video games. Like, you know what I mean? Like
upstairs is very nostalgic though. I do love that environment.
I love it.
I could see
upstairs,
why you would do that.
Yeah,
I
but
could
like
see
that's
why
the
you do
thing,
it.
bro. It's like upstairs was my sanctuary. Like,
Yeah.
like during COVID, I redid all the floors in the house. Right? It's like, at no point should I have stopped. I should have just like, all right, the kitchen carpet's got to go. We were getting paid a ton of money to chill at home. It's like, all right, I should have got the carpet in the kitchen up. I should have gotten the linoleum up.
Yeah.
I should have redid all this shit and pulled up the carpet that's underneath this. And you know what I mean? And I did like little projects to feel accomplished, like my bedroom was down here once upon a time. So it's like I painted all the walls and I fucking got a rug that matched and I got it all very zen. So, but like it was almost like for the wrong reasons, right? It's like I just want a room that's like cool to get high in. You know what I mean? Like I want a vibey room so I can smoke more weed. You know what I mean? Like it's it's just something that really consumed my life for years. Like
you know what I will say though.
So did
bro?
you get past that by talking to someone else, or was it something that you like?
Nah,
was that
she was just born. You know what I mean?
No, I
like
feel
it was
that.
just really that like.
I was
I
just
mean,
trying to
you
see if that
guys
was
know
the
it was like
connection,
it was a
yeah.
whirlwind, right? It was like boom, like
lock in.
It's now.
Lock in.
By the way,
No.
you don't get 9 months. It's now. So it's like, all right, fuck. I guess it's now. That's
right?
Ironically enough, that's kind of like how I live my life, right? It's like backs up against the wall. This is when I'm at best. Like.
So do you feel like
Nah,
talking to
yeah.
someone when you did talk to them was beneficial to you in your mental health journey, or do you feel like it was just something that like I kind of already knew it was cool to talk to somebody else, and
I ain't gonna lie, that's
when
what
it
was
came
for me.
time for me to really have to act on and like put my
Yeah.
big boy pants on, I did. But like,
Yeah, sometimes I think therapy's cool because it's like they might not have the answers for you, but there's somebody who can just kind of listen to you.
And they're educated about.
They're
mental.
educated about it, but they can just listen to you kind of take the jumbled up, the iPhone headphones in your head and
Right.
bring them bitches around and bring them, you know what I mean?
Nah,
And
facts. That's a great
untangle
way to put
them
it.
and
That's a
then
great way to put it.
boom, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that's
like
a great way to put it.
after a certain time, she knew I didn't need therapy anymore, and I knew I didn't need her anymore, and it was just kind of, it was just kind of one of those things where it's like I can't keep
Yeah.
coming in here every 2 weeks and just telling you what the fuck I need to do without just getting to it. You know what I mean? Like I gotta just do this.
was there a moment where she kind of like suggested it to you a little bit more, like
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, I was just like, well, Andy, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you got it all figured out. I mean, I vividly remember one that was like I just talked for like an hour and 20 minutes and was just like, I mean, she like didn't even get a word in basically, and I was just like, yeah, I just need to. This is the issue. This is what's going on. This is how I'm gonna fix it. I know how to do it. I just don't really fucking want to. It's just kind of like like it's just kind of a hassle. Like I don't feel like I should have to do this.
Right.
I don't even remember what it was in particular, but it's just like, yes, I know that I have to do this. This is why I don't want to. This is why I feel like I shouldn't have to. But in the reality, it's still got to get done. You know what I mean? It's almost like going to war. It's like, I don't really
Yeah.
want to do that.
For me, it was about the same. Like, I went through it like kind of short spell. So like in the last year or so, because I felt like I needed to, just like thinking that it might be cool. But like, for me, it was more so of just me noticing like, this bitch don't love me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I'm just a roughneck nigga, and that's just how I put it. But I'm like, long term, I'm like, I'm paying this bitch to not really care about my problems, nor really have no real emotional attachment to me. So you really aren't gonna care in the long span. So it's me just really just using a person that's getting paid hourly to trauma dump when I could just lock in and handle that shit myself.
Yep.
So for me, that's really what it was. And even all of that being said, bro, everything that I've done and happened in my life, I would do that shit over the same way. Because I'm proud of who I am now.
Straight up.
I'm proud as fuck of who I am now. I look at myself years ago, nigga, I didn't have shit but some coke in my pocket and plans
Yeah.
and anxiety. I wasn't trying to do shit but distribute what the fuck I had, do what the fuck I did, and keep it moving. A hood nigga mentality is one of the hardest things to get out of. But having a hood nigga mentality and also being book smart is two of the worst things in the world. Because you know what the fuck you're capable of.
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers will hear me speak or just like kind of just pick my brain and see that a nigga has more extensive thoughts than what the eye level would see. But like when you're around the environment that you're in and that shit really you just eat that shit up. Like, oh, it's cool to hang out with you guys. It's cool to smoke and just chill. It's cool to walk up to the corner store with $10 and get everybody together. It's cool to hit a stain, hit a lick, and we all good for a week.
Yeah.
It's cool to do this shit. I wasn't thinking about financial stability. I wasn't thinking about just being a better person. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I figured that out, which takes time and being a parent and all that shit, niggas was smooth.
Bill, how did you get out of like that phase of your life, you know, coming out of high school and like, you know, everything that you were going through? Obviously had to switch up basically everything. Like, how did you like?
I had to like unpack it a little bit where I needed a life coach before I even needed a therapist, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had to get my shit together. Yo, I need to eat 3 meals a day. I need to get 8 hours of sleep, that sort of thing. Just unpacking it and like stacking up the wins.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it.
Stacking the wins and actually accepting the wins.
Yeah.
Sit with the win for a minute.
Day by day.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to take it day by day, you know?
Yeah, bro.
That was kind of me when like she was first born, right? With all the like chaos that was going around like that. It was just like, bro, I'm the next 24. I'm just trying to get through the next 24. You know what I mean? Like
that shit was a wild time. And like I will wake up and be like, yo, you good? What's the vibes? I swear to God, like, you good, bro? What's the vibes? Just because I
don't know what the vibes are quite yet.
You know what I mean?
But it's just like when you really love somebody, like if a nigga going through some shit like that, bro, I want to be there.
Yeah.
Because I was in his shoes and didn't have me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I had a kid on the way and was like, oh shit. I called my grandfather when I was having my son, and my nigga said, well, I don't know what the fuck you calling me for. You already fucked your life up.
That's crazy.
And for me, I was just like, I
so,
cried, bro.
That's so discouraging.
Like I cried so hard because I'm just like, damn, bro. Like I was really proud, like to call you and shit, and like make this shit like it felt like a moment for me. Like I've been a nigga that never needed a nigga for nothing. Nobody ever bought my kids.
You went into it happy. You were like excited.
I'm gonna tell it to you like this, dog. Nobody even really knows this, but like before Jaden got here, we had a miscarriage. It was an accident.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was preparing myself to be a dad in that situation.
Yeah.
So when Jaden was on the way, I was already halfway mentally there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine then. Like, okay, now this is really happening. So it was the anxiety of getting through the 3 trimesters.
Yeah.
Watching
not
you
having
pop
to
out.
Not having to lose it.
Watching
again.
you pop out. And then when you pop out, that switch just went off for me, bro.
For sure.
Popped out, I'm like, I got something to grind for.
Yeah.
It's a different setup. But for me, like I pride myself off of not really needing niggas for shit. Because my come up was I didn't really have my dad, helping my mom at a young ass age, like all that shit, bro. So like when it came to having kids, nigga, I don't even need you to buy me a diaper. I don't need a bottle. I don't need none of that. I'm gonna make sure I do what the fuck I gotta do, bro. There was a certain point where I didn't really even have no cheese, but I knew enough motherfuckers to get some resources to come up on a little 20 sack for a fiend to you go to Kroger's and go steal me some diapers for my kid, bro. I wasn't doing that shit for my pockets.
Yeah, right.
Nigga, go grab me some diapers just in case I run out of the ones that I got until I run into some more cheese.
Yeah.
So that shit really like when you move like that and it just like came natural to me and I knew like, bro, my kid's gonna be good regardless, no matter what. And their mom is great.
Yeah, it's real.
So like when you got your mom being great and you got me wanting to be great and gonna be great because I didn't have no 2-parent home. She came from a 2-parent household. So the like adjusting
it helps.
The adjusting to like being a dad without having one and then actually having a dad and a mom in the house and like this shit was always like a discrepancy in the early stages. Like now niggas be smooth, but like in the early stages that shit was rough because I'm like, bitch, I'm doing way more than my dad did.
Yeah.
But I had to really sit there and be like, nigga, that should not be the bar. You know what I'm saying?
And that's interesting because I feel like Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic to think about, because I just feel like it just shows me that, like, even like we'll look at our mental health per se, like it's like in that I just feel like even you going transitioning into that was just you doing what you were already doing in life, but just at the next level, where it's like maybe you already felt like you were taking care of someone as if you were a caretaker at a very young age, i.e. your mom, if that was for your own survival as well.
Yeah.
Own
And, like,
survival a lot of the part.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's just like that also keys into like you being a young parent. I'm not necessarily saying anything about it, you know what I'm saying, in any type of way, but it's just like it just shows how like we are very much creatures of habit, bro. It's like, and even if like we're perceiving things happening, like we will make subconscious decisions that continuously put us in positions that we're used to.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even if you're traversing a new situation,
that speaks volumes.
Like you're going to put yourself in situations you're used to, which is like, for me, the reason why I asked y'all about the whole therapy thing was because like when I went to therapy at a young age, self-induced. Like I was 15 years old in therapy sessions with my therapist, and I feel like, I don't mean to always toot my own horn, but like for a long time at a very young age, I felt like intellectually I was a world beyond the kids our age. And like I felt like a lot of times in social interactions, I got treated that way by our peers.
I feel
like
that.
there was times I remember there was kids that used to like pull me over to have conversations, but would just ask me to say something deep, quote unquote. Like, can I say something deep? Like it's so like it's to that level where like I'm talking about things that no one really cares about, but they think it's smart shit.
Then you become an object to them almost.
You're like a pariah though, right? It's like I'm still socially apt. Like I'm not. It's almost like, you know, like you can be somewhat, not to be rude or anything, but you can be somewhat autistic in how you absorb information or shit like that. But I didn't communicate that way. Yeah. Part of my anxiety I didn't know until I was 27 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Like, well, now, you know what I'm saying? And like, I felt unrespected in my home at a young age because of like how, in a lot of homes, like they treat children, right? Like you're a child, stay in a child's place. But I didn't have a child's mind. So it's like I'm trying to have a discourse.
Show me my respect
about certain things, and it's like, well, you can't accept it because you think I'm trying to prove you to be inept as a parent because I can have an actual adult discourse with you, but I'm frustrated and trying to really actually get to the depth of communication that we need to be at to really move forward in a partnership, right? Like the fact that I'm not a kid that just needs to have the reins pulled. It's more like we need to be talking about things.
100%.
Right?
No, that's a fact, bro. And you touched on some real shit. Like for me and my mom, like we have such a weird dynamic. Like me and my mom, like I call my mom like I call y'all. Just like if some shit go down, I'll be like, "What up, nigga?" Like it's like that because my mom will tell y'all out of her own mouth, like, "Nigga, we grew up together." Yeah. Like for me and my mom, like once she noticed that I was light years ahead of shit, like when I was 8 years old and my mom was pregnant with my sister, I was the first one she told. I'm 8 years old, bro. I'm 8 years old, and I'm the first person that you confide in. And that kind of like went with our whole vibe, like growing up. And yes, it has its cons, but it has a lot more pros because it came with some respect.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that.
Well, later on, though.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but was it a lot of like, for your issues in particular, did the lines get a little blurry because you had your mom and your dad who both together had a good relationship, it sounds like, but didn't have it work out romantically? So you had a 2-parent household where they were kind of on the same team, but they were also not on the same team.
Man.
And you probably saw it as well, y'all relationship didn't work because y'all communication doesn't work. And I'm sure there's deeper to that, but I'm just talking.
And once you peep that
shit, on a very surface level, I can keep it like quick.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's more like the way that my parents are both from 2-parent households that are both Christian. Like it's kind of weird, but my dad's more immigrant parent. Like they're more new to America. Okay. Right. Like my grandma's second generation. My granddad's from Nigeria.
Sure.
My dad, I think, is just used to a more strict household. My mom has a more lenient household, strict because of immigration, lenient because they came from nothing.
Gotcha.
And made something on the opposite end of it. So it's just two trajectories to reach two of the same points from different ways of doing it. And when it came to me, my parents were locked in step. Yeah. It's like I just knew always if my mom said something, 9 times out of 10, my dad agreed. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But when it came to
which is good, they did what they had to do.
Right. When it came to where I was living and how the house needs to be going while I'm learning and coming up through my formative years, they disagreed on certain things. Yep. And so that's where that discrepancy came in. But it was just more like the things that were said in transition between like, because you got to think, I left here halfway through 8th grade. You were in high school. Yep. So we went to winter break. I went to Toledo, right?
Yeah.
But by time you started your 11th grade year in high school.
Yeah, you
bro,
were back.
I was back here.
Yeah.
So it's like I was only gone for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like the way I saw it through therapy, we talked about it. I told her, I was like, she didn't really help me, bro. Like she was like, you're so good at articulating shit.
Yeah.
I literally just go home, write 2 things down, and I can help you with a tool.
What now was it you having the self-awareness of like, yeah, living with pops doesn't work, or was it just like a situation like, did he get a new job, he had to leave, he had to
Nah, man, it's just I think my dad he had me and my sister.
Yeah.
We went to school
Yeah,
with my
yeah,
sister.
of
He had me and
course.
my sister
Shout out to
for
Alicia.
most of our like summers growing up.
Yeah.
To a certain point. So he had us for like 3 months for like
Yeah.
the weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But he never had a full time like throughout the school year type
Yeah.
deal. And I think that the transition between
Whoa.
my dad living like a bachelor kind of life
Yeah,
before
of
me
course.
getting there,
Yeah.
and then like at the same time trying to balance like having
Yeah.
your son with you all the time
Yep.
was a little bit more hard of a transition than he thought it would be. Granted,
Yeah.
I was doing his method to his madness about
Yeah.
like me performing better in school, me doing certain things. They were all there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was performing better in school.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mom just got a little bit like she realized that like she was more lonely. She was still having
Sure.
to deal with like if I had a bad week with my dad, I'm calling
Yeah.
my mom, bro. Like I
course.
still like
And she's gonna worry,
she was still
going back
worrying,
to the
going back
the
him, and
nurturing
then
thing. You
he's
know,
living his life, so it's
Yeah.
like I think that sometimes it was just more like he would take things personal as if like she was attacking his lifestyle when she was really trying to advocate for trying
For
like,
you.
yeah,
For
like
you.
but
And
in a,
speak
way, in
for
a way
you.
that didn't step on his toes to say like
yeah, I get that.
I'm like because my mom's one of the most like I say this like so true, right? Like I
Yeah.
give her flowers on this all the time.
Yeah,
When we were going through the litigation process of me coming back home, they went through mediation.
yeah,
And the judge didn't actually let it go to a trial because he told my parents that even though they were having a disagreement about my living situation,
yeah.
that he would love to be able to find a way to create a program where they could teach how to co-parent because of how much they care about my future,
Yeah,
and
that's
that
fire.
they've been willing to communicate up until I was in 10th grade, bro. Like
Yeah.
literally 2 years left of high school before I'm out of your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Did you have your first real disagreement
Yeah.
about how my life and where I should be at happened? And it was
Yeah.
about what household I was in,
Yeah,
and not because either one's a bad option.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
usually
yeah.
you have
No, that's
people in here
fire.
disagreeing
It's a
over
bad
the
Well,
kids.
it's good
option.
that-
Some
it's
shit
like,
going
you
down.
can't hold
I
your
mean
kids
that's
here.
that's really what's missing in today's culture is two people having the self-awareness to say, all right, you know what, romantically this didn't work out, but we made a child together.
Oh,
And
That
we-
should be
and
so
we-
crazy.
And we, you know, like we have a little one together, and we have to just be lock in step no matter what. You know
Man.
what I mean? Like Nikki and I have talked about that a ton last year of like, you know, if we don't make it romantically, you know, there's got to be an expectation here because
Yeah.
you know, and that's like,
It's so taboo too. Like motherfuckers really be like, you cool with your baby moms? Like, bro, your baby moms just posted y'all in
Gotta
your
be.
family.
I
and your
gotta
kids.
be.
Bitch, we have kids together.
Yeah, like
I don't give a fuck what the fuck the past was. You
and
got to
the
get
more-
over that shit.
and yeah, and it's like the more I help you, the more you help me. Like
The
this
more
is gonna be a way easier
I
process.
don't even need you to help me. Fuck you helping me. Fuck me helping you. This about them. I don't need no help at all.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
no,
like
this
when it
kids.
comes to the
Yeah,
kids,
I don't-
like
I do want to say this. I probably missed the opportunity to plug this, but it's kind of crazy because I actually think by y'all saying that, like I think about it.
mm-hmm,
I think a big key contributor to me having such a strong mental palate
mm-hmm,
is just because of how my parents
yeah,
have been able to traverse
yeah,
showing me a relationship without
Yeah.
it being traumatizing. Like, granted, that was some tough times. Like, but if I think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it in the grand scheme of things, the things that people really go through in those type of situations,
yeah.
not really that bad. It's not like nobody said they didn't love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no showings of that, so I didn't
Yeah.
feel neglected.
Yep.
And I'll say that even now, I missed a moment because like now my dad is actually a men's mental health
Yeah.
advocate
Word.
in Houston. That's
Word.
a big part of what he does for work.
Fire.
And it's like
Shut up, pops.
he's a social worker too, so it's like he's always kind of had those skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like whether or not he always exercised them,
Yeah,
like,
right.
in the moment,
Yeah.
right? Like he
Yeah.
has the awareness.
It's more passionate with you.
Well, it's just like he just had the awareness to be able to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
later on in life be able to start to come to terms and be transparent about
Sure.
the things that maybe even he neglected to help other people
Yeah.
through his experience. And we have that type of open dialogue where, you know, me and my dad may not talk about the things,
Yeah.
but we've come to terms with like we can concede things to each other that
Sure.
we maybe wouldn't have in the past
Yeah.
because of how bullheaded we
Yeah.
are. So it's
Yeah.
like I
Same.
can tell him
Well,
like,
Same
yo,
with me and my
everything that
pops.
you were teaching me that I was like kind of rebelling against that made all this shit kind of snowball and happen that I endured as trauma, and then inversely you endured too from a different
Yeah.
angle. Like
Because you got to watch the shit
you
happen.
were right.
Yeah.
No, but you were right. Like
Yeah.
we wouldn't make it a right or wrong thing. No one was right or like it's not
Yeah.
a wrong thing, but you had a point. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then like later on in life, my dad showing me like 'cause I took care of my granddad and shit like that when he passed.
Yeah.
Leading up to that, and just my dad giving me that kind of nod as a man to let me know like you're so strong mentally to be able to do things that I don't think that even I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Right.
fire.
And it's like that's type of those validation points, those
Sure.
proverbial hugs that you need
Sure.
where it's like
Niggas don't
damn,
understand how important
I
that shit
see
is,
you.
bro.
We
Yeah.
see each other.
Yeah.
That's all it is, bro.
Right.
What I think what's dope about your parents and like what you've told us over the last, 10, 15 minutes is like, I came from a 2-parent household, and that's pretty much all I know as far as like
Right.
a lot of my, at least coming up, there was not everybody had 2-parent households as far as my family, all
Right.
my dad's siblings are all still married to their, for the most part are all still married, a couple divorces here and there. But when we were coming up as kids, pretty much everybody was still married to their first spouse and, had kids together and everything, yada, yada, yada. So that's always what I knew. Right. And that's all I can really look to, where, it sounds like you have a totally different perspective, but you also have a different life lesson as far as like, if you were to knock somebody up and maybe it didn't work out romantically, you would have the tools to know how to make it happen.
Oh, for
facts,
sure.
facts.
You know what I mean? Be like, yeah, well, my parents did this too. You know in the back of your head, it'll be okay. You know what I mean? It'll be okay.
I had a random old nigga one day, bro. We was just talking. I forgot what family member's house I was at. And Jaden wasn't here yet. And I was like, I think Danielle was like 8, 9 months pregnant.
Okay.
And this old nigga looked at me. He said, "You got a kid on the way, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "How long you been with your baby moms?" And at the time, it'd been like 5 years, maybe like 5, 6 years. We were together for a while. And he said, "Oh man, she either gonna be a hindrance or a blessing to your life." And he walked away. And I was just like,
Yeah.
fuck is he talking about? But now, like, every time, like, anything in life happens, like, with my kids or with them, like, that shit plays in my head because he's right.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I could have went about being a dad a completely different way.
Yeah.
For sure.
I could have
feel you.
just been a tender dick ass nigga and been upset that I'm not with a motherfucker and let that shit take that shit on my kids or even half-ass do this shit because of what I did, and that would have been the hindrance.
Yeah.
But now niggas just ping pong shit off each other. Sent her some money yesterday.
You gotta
She
be-
like good looking, bro. That book sale just kicked my ass.
You got to be willing to communicate.
Shit like that, bro. You,
You
gotta
have
be
to
willing
be.
to put
You
your
have to
feelings
be.
aside.
100%.
A big battle in the whole co-parenting shit is the feelings got to go to the left, bro.
Yeah.
That shit don't matter, and
When
it's easier said than done.
I think that's what, like, you definitely deserve your flowers, and Danielle deserves her flowers for the relationship you guys have, because I've been locked in with you. I know that there's been days where you're ready to kill her and she's ready to
Yeah.
kill you, and
Yeah,
man, I
facts.
swear to God, I hate that
Yeah,
bitch. But then it's
bro.
like, in reality, like, you talk more highly about her than I've ever heard you talk negatively about her.
But you know what's crazy though, and you know why? Because of how, like, when it comes to like feminine, like nurturing with like kids and like
No, you
the
trust her.
system
You trust
and
her with your
all that shit,
Yeah.
bro. I would not have kids with nobody else.
I
Like,
feel that.
like, bro, when it
trust her.
comes to like all that shit, when it comes to little shit, like you got it. Like, yeah, it does suck having to like split time with my kids. Like, I miss not taking my kids to school
Sure.
every day in the morning. Like, I wake up some days and like drop a couple tears about this shit, bro, because of me striving to want to be more.
Yeah, but it sucks
But
for her
certain
too.
shit that it can't. Yeah, of course.
You know what I
it's
mean? Like,
of course.
that's a two-way
And
street.
we do a good job of splitting time. We do it
Yeah.
every week. That shit is fine. Like,
Yeah.
shit damn near 50-50. You know what I'm saying? But like, when it comes to that, like, I don't ever worry about my kids.
No.
I never be really worried. Like,
Yeah, you trust her.
I know who their mama is. That's a grinding motherfucker. That's a solid motherfucker. She gonna get her money. She gonna do what she got to do. She really gonna stay the fuck out the way.
Ironically, it sounds a lot like your parents. You know what I mean? Like, their situation sounds a lot like what you grew up with.
And I don't. And even with my kids, like,
it is that pretty in the basis of it all.
Yeah.
and as a black kid, and I feel like, well, you probably don't because your mom and your dad, like, y'all had a good relationship. But for me, like, it was always me hearing like how my dad's not shit, how my dad's not this, and like, and it wasn't like even I wouldn't even say that it was my mom just being like hateful, but she's probably just upset that all of this weight is on her shoulders, and this nigga's not helping right now. And me and my dad kind of like had to like grow and get a relationship because I resented him a lot because of moments like how you said, bro, like moments of you being like, nah, like I see you, my nigga, like. Bro, just like, nigga, I get my first basket in the AAU game. I look up in the stands, nigga, my mama at work, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to play sports no more now. Nigga, there's nobody up there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
There's nobody up there.
Well, I mean,
get good grades at school.
Yeah.
Mom, like good shit.
Yeah.
No other validation.
It's important though, bro. Like it's, you know,
do shit as a man. There's always no validation.
There's always ups and downs, but like even like Bill, the first time I met your mom, like your dad introduced me to her, and like they were like, it's like they were old homies, like. And I know they're not together anymore, but it was like he was like, let me introduce you to like one of my best friends. You know what I mean? Like
I have literally
it was fire because it's like I love this. Like
I've been to a local event,
bro.
Like I've just been to a local event, nigga, and like the shit was hilarious, but it was like a skating event for somebody. And I walk in, I'm with my niggas, you know, got the little fit on, trying to show out. All of a sudden I hear, baby daddy. I said, oh hell no! This nigga in the video, I kicked it with her the whole damn time,
That's
just
so
chilling.
funny.
Like that was really one of my niggas. You feel me? Like that shit was just, oh okay, I really know somebody here.
Yeah, that's facts.
We locked in. Come on,
bro. Said, thank God you're here. Where's our kids at?
Right.
Wait, hold on.
Facts, nigga. Where are the
fuck?
kids, bro?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the shit just be cool. Like and I always respect relationships like that because I didn't get that validation from my dad.
Yeah.
I told my son he's great every day. You feel me? Well, my dad, I didn't get that I'm great until I was grown, damn near. But it was just because, like, I kind of feel for him, though, because, like, where do you start? When, like,
it's tough.
When you have a teenage kid and, like, my mama only call you because I'm doing bad shit, and you come in the house like, nigga, you need to get right. I'm like,
fuck out of here. Yeah, no,
somebody get their fucking mans.
Yeah, right.
And that's really just what it was. And it was just me being hot-headed as a kid, and he probably uncomfortable coming into the situation because he probably knows that I have my own mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, bro, I done help this nigga pay. I done help my mama pay bills in this bitch. I done help put groceries in this bitch, and you gonna come here and tell me to do something?
Yeah.
Nigga, fuck you.
I don't respect you.
I don't. And it was just like a resentment that you really have to get rid of.
How can you tell me shit if I don't respect you?
And it was just like something that you have to get rid of as a man, I feel like the one thing I wish I would have been receptive to also is like my uncle that passed away. Like,
that's real.
My uncle was he wasn't, I don't really want to say he didn't accomplish much in life because he was very important to a lot of people, but like he was the uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you at your little sister house living there, and like,
on paper it was just there.
For my most part, like I would always hear in the streets like this nigga was like the greatest athlete I've ever seen, like all American type shit. Same with my granddad and shit, but like my other granddad, that's a long story.
Yeah.
But my uncle used to always try to give me advice, and I was just so fucking hot-headed and touched a little bit of cheese as a kid. Yeah. So this nigga talking to me like,
what you gonna tell me about life?
I'm like, nigga,
broke ass.
I'm like, nigga, you on my grandma couch telling me what the fuck? And not even thinking like, bro, this nigga has been through it. Listen to everything he's telling you so you don't do that.
So you don't, that's the thing you don't understand as a kid is like,
I didn't get that.
Bro's
like,
me give you game so you don't end up on the couch
me
like him. Hey, do this
him
instead.
Coming to the room like, him coming to the room like, hey, nigga. Him coming to the room like, hey, nigga, come help me motherfucking shovel this snow. I'm like, did my grandma tell you to do that? Fuck out my face. Like for real, I'm in the room playing the game. Like, I'm chilling.
My man threw a 20 at him. So here you go.
Nah, but like, for real, I used to be like,
I'm playing
nigga,
Madden,
what the fuck?
pussy.
But like now I really get it because it's like, nigga, certain shit as a man, like that nigga was really just trying to make sure I knew how to do certain shit as a man, bro.
I feel that.
And it was just like, when he passed, that's what hurt me the most because it really all smacked me at one time. I'm like, damn. This nigga was really just trying to make sure I was good. Yeah. Like, he was really just trying to make sure a nigga was smooth how he could.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, you see this nigga, like, he's one of the only adults I don't know, like, without a vehicle. Like, he's just riding around on the bus and shit. Like, he a downtown nigga. Like, I seen him downtown myself, like, high school, getting off the bus and shit. But it's like, so I didn't really have that respect.
Yeah.
But it's like, I will take any advice from any nigga now. You know what I'm saying? Just, I won't say any nigga, but if I see that you've been through something, I will take the advice from you. Yeah. If there's a cool ass homeless nigga that want to chop it up, I might sit and talk to dog. Cause you done seen some shit, my nigga. You out here,
right? How do I not do this?
You're out here. What did you do?
That nigga don't know.
facts.
That nigga said chicken nugget.
You know,
Goddamn,
it falls on your feet.
I got addicted to meth when
Damn,
I was 12.
hey, hold on. My nigga Bill just fucked me up, bro, because I was about to say what time are we at.
Yeah, we're at
And this nigga got the time looking at me.
We're
You
an
trying to
hour and
limit
a
your
half.
words, nigga. I see.
Every
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Bill's locked in over
This
there on the
this
switcher.
nigga, nah, man. I feel like the world's gonna appreciate this because we were very transparent about everything.
100%. I just want to say, not to get it twisted, this is something we all work on every day.
Oh, for sure.
It's
Factuals.
a ever-growing project, and do what works for you. You know, can't compare recipes.
Say
but
that.
Say that. Can't compare recipes, bro.
Yeah.
You can't cook in another nigga pan, bro.
Oh, sure can.
Nah, y'all walk dirty anyway.
Hey, your nails dirty, nigga. Clean your nails up. Dirty nailed ass niggas.